Some more flying with Ben, who's over from Edinburgh, and we're out on the south bank of the Tay with a couple of his speed wings. Also got full-size glider just in case. Conditions are picking up again, and we're getting some quite nice flights. And it's basically just a day of a bit of fun, bit of lights, a bit of good camaraderie, and avoiding going up the bigger hills where it's definitely too gusty, too windy. So we're just chilling out, really. Enjoying the Scottish summer and some flying.
A, there's a wee bit more breeze, and B, halfway up this slope anyway. Get Ben's flyby, hopefully. See, the push gives you a dive. Keep the speed on, keep the speed on, keep the speed on. So you've got control authority. Well done. Keep the speed on, keep the speed on. And then, not bad at all. Nice. There probably is enough breeze, but hey, I can always walk a little bit. Can't really complain about having to carry the wing up when it weighs, I don't know, 2 kilos or something silly, or less. Right, check the airspace. Yeah! Well, it didn't go so well when I tangled it. It'd been a nice throw otherwise. Check the airspace. Catching lines as well. Okay, so I've got a double twist, no big deal. Really should be the butt first rather than head, but hey, who's counting? Check the airspace. So you can just do a gentle press of the rear riser. The assist is much more effective than the brakes and greatly reduces the spin tendency. So just that tiny press. Tactile visual audio. There's the bus again. Wings in good position, they're still hanging back at the moment. So, tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Keep the undercarriage ready. Launching! Yeah, I've got to have a target to aim for. Yeah, you hit it. Yeah, Kevin Pearson, who did the Sammy Sky God cartoon thing for me. Yeah, yeah.
Think about the runway, don't think about the thing that's running.
Yes.
10 runways that Volvo can literally one time.
Try not to use the one with the vehicle stuck on the top of it.
Yes.
Yeah. No, there's some hawks up there as well. Yeah, they're both raptors. Yeah. The two up there, possibly seagulls. I'm not sure, because they look skinnier wings, but they've got the flight pattern is more hawk.
But the dark clouds has something to do with how they've got to get out there.
Well, that's kind of history.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's next dark cloud is the one. But with this slope, you can see how much I'm I'm trying to look at the feet to show it. It's tiptoe, tiptoe. Whereas are you doing a bit of a push, and then you loop, and then again and again. So really get those risers above and in front of you. Twin engine job. And you could see, okay, I retracted the undercarriage because the ground just wasn't dropping away enough. But was there any dive even when I retracted it, or was it such a smooth transition? and then skim, 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 and then the wee zoom climb took me onto my feet.
The part I find tricky at the beginning sometimes is getting through a wing to actually want to go forwards.
Yeah, but I wait. So there, I'm feeling for where it is. There, it's nodded forwards.
It wants to go.
But, well, I'll do it with that one as well.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
But you've got to wait until you...
So you're just timing it, really?
Yeah. And if it's not right, then it just stops. So there's not too bad. Starting to slide more and more. Launching. Airspace. Keep the speed on. Keep the speed on. Keep the speed on. And stop. Dead stick. Backtrack. That's the absolute key. Do not brake unless you absolutely need to. So maintain your airspeed all the way down the runway and use the vectored lift from the wing to decelerate your mass to a dead stop, but without a zoom climb of any note. So you're only dropping there, what, 8 inches if that? 0 step. Make the wing do the work. So the tail does not wag the dog wags the tail. The difference is, in our case, is that our brain, us, is in the tail, controlling the dog, making us, our mass, move the way we want it to. So we are in control, not the wing. But the wing is doing exactly what we tell it, with little delicate inputs at the correct time and just, and no more, the correct amount. Right, so run the old tactile visual audio checks, rechecking, and I've already done it before the camera started. Rechecking the airspace. Tiny part of the wing, that's more than enough. Brakes already set. Charge and slide. One move, harness control. Brake was set but not moving. Everything else was harness. See, 0 brakes. Checks. And a nice slow peel and it opens out. Nice slow peel and it'll just open out. Height rather than altitude. The difference being, yeah, or locally just the ground. And technically it's based on the lowest pressure in either the local area or the region in the next hour or 2 hours, depending which setting it is, rather than the actual pressure. So you don't have to constantly change it. Who's a smart arse? Yes, I know. And if it's hanging back too much, I turn crossed because that pulls in the wingtips and makes it fly faster. So that makes it fly faster, whereas when I turn and face forwards, that trims it to fly slower, both in the air and on the ground. So if you think about the physical size of the wing, it's versus, yeah, flat. So there, the projected area is the normal size. The centre lines go fairly straight up. But the tip lines go out at a wee bit of an angle. When I do that, it doesn't really change the centre lines, but it does change the tip lines. So in flight on the vertex, by turning around backwards, I can get another 4 knots. On the ground, I can get about another 3 knots. Which is why you see a lot of pilots at windy takeoffs, when they turn, it all goes majorly pear-shaped, and they get dragged. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Let it slide. Repositioning the feet, smooth, smooth, smooth. Launching. Plenty of time to play about. Flying on the harness. Going for a rear riser this time. Rear riser flare. So it's great. Works better on a full-size wing, but it's great if you're going into boulder field, things like that. Guaranteed the wing is just going to stop you. Also, it's the method you use for upslope landings, and downwind landings, or even upslope downwind landings. But it's something you absolutely have to understand the core physics, and you absolutely have to train for. It's not something to try on your own. Very, very useful tool. You do it wrong, you increase the risks. There, turn, step assist. Wings now rolled right. That's okay because he's on his take-off run at that. That's fine. So the parent wind becomes more and more headwind. That's fine again. Good. Nicely done. Very nicely done there. The hand has a slight tendency to push forwards, which actually pulls on some brakes. Nice turn. Wee bit gentle warping. All looking good. Going by. Yep. Start putting in the reverse lead now there. You can see you might brake this on before landing though, so it robs you of authority, resulting in a slightly longer run. But still very nicely done. Yeah. Aye.
Oh no. Mummy, that wind is just